All right. All righty. I'm back. I'm back. We're back in old school RuneScape. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. What should we do first? Here's the stats. Some of these stats are different now because I was trying to record some stuff before my computer bricked. So we have agility's the biggest thing. I got 30 agility, and you'll never see that footage because my old computer is garbage. But you get to see this. So here we go. 30 agility, 34 attack, 24 hit points. Yikes. 32 strength, 30 defense. I don't know what I should do. Anybody watching, let me know what they think I should do. And that's what we'll do. I guess we could do a quest. I suppose we could do a quest. I was trying to do some skilling, but that was so long ago. I've had so much of a break that I feel like I could do quests again. I don't know. Magic is pretty low. Let's see. Let's see. What can we do? Our magic level is 10. So we can do... You know what? Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, good. So we can't do curse yet. So we could always train this. You know what? I don't remember how much money I have. Let's check that first, because I might want to grab some moolah. Crafting. Donald says we should do some crafting. Hey! Olaf, God bless. Good to see ya. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I want to see how much money I have in the bank. I kind of feel like trying to make some money. But, you know, crafting could be a good way to do that. But I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't do this. I don't know how to... Hang on. Hang on. Don't look, okay? This is top secret information. Alright. Okay, I hope you couldn't see that. And if you could, then I'm changing my pin. Okay, let's see. We have 197k. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. That might be enough to do some crafting. What's the best way to train crafting at such a low level? I don't really remember. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and do some Googling. Best way to train crafting. Old school RuneScape. Boom. Alright, this says leather items. That makes a lot of sense to me. And we can make quite a bit of money doing that too. Let's see, I think regular old leather. Let's see. Leather. Oh, I should have put soft leather. So, did I spell it wrong? I probably did. Isn't it called soft leather? I know, this is riveting. Riveting streaming stuff. No, it's not an Iron Man. This is actually my comparison. This is for my comparison series where I compare old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3. So not an Iron Man, because I just want to compare the two games as much as I can. Oh, it's just listed as leather, that's why. Okay, so that's 187 GP. Let's see how much like regular like leather items are. Leather gloves. Like, let's look at that. 14 coins. Oh, good. So I wouldn't make much money doing that. But I do want to get my crafting level up. So you know what? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Let's get some thread. Because we're going to need some thread. Unless I already have some. Guys, it's been so long since I've played on this account. I have no idea. Now, I play a lot more RuneScape 3 than old school these days. Well, actually, that's not true. I've played a lot of old school mobile recently since my computer's been down. But I don't remember if I need a needle and thread or just thread. So, somebody leave a comment in the chat. Just leather, Olaf, God bless, said. You'll lose money crafting unless you do a slow method. Well, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make leather items so that I can get my crafting up. Because my crafting is so low right now. Need needle and thread. Cut some sapphires, make some rings, and enchant rings of recoil. It profits pretty decent. I don't think I can yet. Like, for real, I'm 5 crafting. So I'm not sure. When can you... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a ways to go. I got a ways to go. Gold bracelet. Let's see. Yeah, well, level 7 gold bracelet. Let's see. I can't mine gold right now. I don't think. Yeah, no, I'm 10 away from being able to mine gold. But I can just buy a bunch of gold. So, let's see. Gonna do some math here. I know. Isn't that so fun to do some math? 72 coins. So, 72 coins each. Remember that number, 72. Gold bracelets are... Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think I could make a... I definitely could make a profit there and get some crafting. I don't know how much XP per hour that is, but shoot. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I'm going to buy, like, an insane amount of gold bars. Now, do I need a bracelet mold? I'm not sure. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm spoiled with RuneScape 3. Like, a lot of these molds are just already in your tool belt. So, let's not do 2,000. Let's just do 1K. Because I don't know how much XP this is going to give us. This will give us some money for sure, but I don't know about XP. There we go. You need the mold. Okay. So let's get that. Bracelet mold. Oof. All right. All right. Now we just need to go to a furnace, right? And then we're good to go. Get all that out there. Put that back in. Oh, and I have 1 gold bar in the bank. 1,001. I hate that. I'm just gonna take oh, what am I, stupid? Okay. I'm only gonna make 1,000 into a bracelet. I'm not gonna do the last one because that bugs me so bad. I don't know why. But that bothers me so bad. Okay. All right, now we just need to go to a furnace. My teleport to Lumbridge should definitely work. So let's do it. Oh, and I'm going to start recording for the series. I'm not going to use any of this audio, so I'll keep talking to you guys. But here we go. This footage is going to be used in the Runescape video. So I'm going to do a little bit here before I go. Because you know me, I love those zoom-ins. Those zoom-ins, I don't know why they're so funny to me, but they make me laugh every time. All right, I'm going to show off the stats here. 34 attack, 32 strength, 30 agility, 30 defense, and I don't remember if I got any other ones, but I'll just leave that up for a bit. I'll just kind of walk this way, just so I have some footage of this, of my stats. So you guys can say, I was there when he made his comeback episode. I remember when he filmed it. Man, I wish I could turn on the GPU thing on RuneLite, but whenever I do, it messes up with OBS, and OBS doesn't show the game. So I had to turn it off, but oh well. First world problems, definitely. Okay, let's go to Lumbridge. Here we go. Man, I cannot wait to get my magic up so I can just teleport everywhere and I don't have to wait through this whole thing. Okay, here we are. Time to... Oh, you know what? I'm going to go to... It's still a good thing that I did that teleport, but I'm going to go to Al-Kharid because I guess I'm a noob and forgot that... that's the closest bank to a furnace. I'm going to kill some goblins, see if I can get some coins to get through this gate without having to go back to the bank. Come on, big money, big money. Boo. Yeah, a lot of people have talked about how they much prefer in this game how you have to earn. Oh, there's 5 coins. We're halfway there. You have to earn your teleportation. And I definitely see where they're coming from, but I love the Lodestone network, and I was actually responding to someone's comment today on one of my videos. In my video, I joked that I'm lazy, and that's why I prefer the Lodestone network. And that's not totally untrue, but it's not really the biggest reason I prefer the Lodestone network. Because I've gotten a lot of flack for saying that. You know, people have said just because you're lazy is not a good reason to put it in the game. And I agree. If that was really the only reason, then I would totally agree. But the real reason is that I just don't like walking around everywhere. It's never been my favorite part of the game. It's always been my least favorite part of the game. Even when I was a kid, when I first played this game, a lot of the time, the reason I would stop playing for a while is because it took me so long to get everywhere that I was just exhausted trying to get around. And my favorite part was the mining and the skilling and the fighting, and I just felt like most of my gameplay was walking. And I was like, I don't want to walk. I just want to do what I came here to do. So I really like the Lodestone network because not only did I not care about the walking, I actively disliked the walking. So to me, the Lodestone network is great because I can just skip straight to the part that I actually came here for. But I do understand that there are a lot of people who really like the walking. Not necessarily that they love the walking, but they just love the feeling of earning teleportation and like earning that ability to just teleport everywhere. And I definitely get that. I understand that. I do not feel the same way. But I wish I had said all that in my original video, because I really just made it seem like I'm just lazy, and that's why I like it, and because that's what I said. But it's really there's a lot more to it than that, and I wish I had expressed that in the video. And I might say all this in a video one day, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's catch up with what the chat's doing. Oh, Mark is here. I came to say good night. Okay, bye. Bye, Mark. Bye. It's so good to see you. Mark's my buddy. Make gold bracelet. Yep. You need at least level 7. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is a disaster. How you guys like my first RuneScape stream, huh? Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Let's take this moment to catch up with the chat. Edgeville Furnace is closer to a bank. Oh, nice to know. Nice to know. Teleporting is nice. The way it's tied to magic makes it. Oh, I already talked about that. Stronghold of security cache, maybe. That's a good idea. That's some easy money right there. At least those. I know I could make it through those first 2 floors. I don't know about the 3rd floor at my current level. Maybe I could. Dark Souls 1, Lord Vessel versus Dark Souls 2 bonfires. I don't really get that reference because I haven't played Dark Souls. Not because I don't think it's a good game, but I'm pretty sure that I would be really bad at it. So that's why I haven't tried it. Hey, Red Starbursts. It's good to be back. I'm excited to be playing again. It's exciting stuff. Let's go put this back in the bank. It's just making me sad. Eventually, in old school RuneScape, you have every teleport you will basically ever need in your house. Eventually... Oh, he said it twice. Yeah, that's another thing. I've never really done construction in old school. I've done it in RuneScape 3, but I've never really done it in old school. So that's one thing I'd also like to try at some point. Okay. Yep. So looks like it might be leather. Let's do some leather. We have all the gold, so we're going to make a bunch of money. But, yeah, that's a good idea. Don't cry over spilt milk. You're exactly right. We're going to go kill some cows. We're going to get some cow hides, make it into leather, and then, oh, you know what? I'm getting sick of these roofs. Hang on. Give me a minute. I don't like roofs. Get out of here. Thank you. I always turn that off and it comes back on. It's aggravating. I gotta go. Oh my gosh. Literally, I am so spoiled with the Lodestone network. And this is not me again saying, oh, the Lodestone network is great. This is just me saying I'm spoiled with the Lodestone network because I was just like, okay, da-da-da-da-da. But I have to get 10 coins so I can get through that gate. Oh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. I don't know what that means, but I've heard people say that. All right, now we're going to the cows. Hashtag anti-roof squad. Yes, they're the worst. Especially when they pop in and out like that. Like, I get like walking in so you can see inside, but like anytime I just walk past the building, the roof disappears and they're just flashing on and off, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, please stop, please stop. All right. Same, anti-roof squad. Yes, Ruin Master Phantom. That's a great username, by the way. All right, cows, prepare to meet your cow god. No, you thought you could leave, huh? You thought you could leave? One enters. One leaves, but it's the same one. It's me. That was not good. This is the kind of stuff you guys don't hear behind the scenes. These are the jokes that I cut out because they are no good. All right. I think we can stop recording for a bit. There we go. All right, let's pick these up, I suppose. What's my prayer level? 13. I'm trying to decide if I should pick up these bones. No, you know what? Since I'm on a members account, like, I feel like just picking up random bones doesn't really help you that much. It does at early levels, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's much better ways as a member that I could train prayer that I don't need to pick up these bones. Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk says, Mahogany Homes isn't terrible. Traditional construction training is carpal tunnel inducing. Yeah, it is in RuneScape 3 too. If it's anything like it was in RuneScape 3, or is in RuneScape 3, RuneScape 3 didn't die. I'm sure a lot of you are upset to hear that, but RuneScape 3 is still kicking. Yeah, in RuneScape 3, it's. I think the training method is basically the exact same in RuneScape 3. Don't quote me on that though. I mean, there's other ways you can get XP, I guess, but that's kind of true for every skill. Like, you could do XP lamps or things like that, but... Oh, no, you know what? There are definitely some diversions and distractions that give you construction XP. Like, there's one where you... and maybe I'll take a look at it in this episode. I'm thinking of... Because I'm kind of trying to get this account caught up to my RuneScape 3 account as far as the skills go. So... Since I don't want my RuneScape 3 skills to, well, I guess doing the diversions and distractions would definitely not help. But I'm thinking about doing more skilling in old school RuneScape for this episode and doing diversions and distractions in RuneScape 3, since that will give me XP, and there aren't really diversions and distractions in old school. There are mini games, but there aren't the same D&D games that they have in RuneScape 3. So that might be the best time to kind of look at those. And you can, really see, like, in old school, the best way to level up is to grind, in most cases. But then in RuneScape 3, you have, like, all these other options. So that's kind of the angle I'm thinking about going with for this episode is, look, I have to do a bunch of grinding in old school, and then in RuneScape 3, I can do a bunch of diversions and distractions, and get almost the same result, if not the same result. I don't know how close it's going to be because I haven't done the comparison yet, but that's the angle I'm thinking about doing. Get those protection prayers by ranging blue dragons in Taverley. Hey man, RuneScape 3 was on the front page of Steam last week. Oh shoot, I forgot. They went to Steam. Yeah, I'm excited for them. So that means that people can get the game through Steam. And so I'm assuming that's a lot more exposure for them because now they're on Steam, which is a more universal gaming platform. So that's exciting. And they were on the front page, which I'm assuming means there were a lot of downloads for the game. So, and honestly, that's a smart move on their part because I think most people who played RuneScape in the past, they're going to stick with old school because that's what they know and love, right? So I think RuneScape 3's biggest market is going to be people who never played old school, so they don't have any preconceived notions about the game. So I think that's a really smart move because then they can just get new people that way. Okay. All right. And our attack is inching up too, bit by bit. We're not getting much XP out of these cows, but you know what? We are making it happen. We are working, we're grinding. We're gonna get this crafting up. I have level 5 crafting. I wonder how much how much leather I'd have to make to get to level 7. I don't know. Old School's coming to Steam as well. That's probably going to be pretty cool for the Old School team as well. But if I were a betting man, I would bet that RuneScape 3 is going to do better on Steam than Old School, because most people who didn't play Old School don't like Old School because of the graphics. And I don't think that should be the main deciding factor. Oh, it's my wife. Hi, Amy. Hi. Oh, she's cute. I don't think graphics should be the main deciding factor, but I can understand how the 07 graphics, when they don't really fully understand why it looks like this, would turn some people away. So I think graphics alone is going to turn a lot of new players away from this game. And let's face it, RuneScape 3 is a beautiful game. A lot of people don't like it because they think it looks too much like other games. I really like the style. I mean, obviously, it's definitely fantasy-esque, and I think that's why it looks a lot like World of Warcraft or other fantasy MMORPGs. Not because they copied off of them, but because this is a fantasy MMORPG. So, the only reason it didn't look like those games before is because it had a really limited graphical style, a lot of people love this style of Old School, and I definitely understand it. I loved it when I was a kid, and I don't hate it now. I still think it's really cool. But part of me wonders how much of this is artistic choice and how much of this is limited by what they could do at the time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my inventory's full. Okay. Whereas, now, when RuneScape did their big redesign, they had the means and the ability to make their own style. And I really like the RuneScape 3 style. I think it's beautiful, especially the colors and the atmosphere. When you go into new locations and it changes the entire atmosphere. I really love that. It's really cool. And I know other games probably did that first, but I just think it looks really cool. I like the new coat of paint. And I think I would wager that most people on Steam who haven't played RuneScape before are going to gravitate towards RuneScape 3 mostly because of I won't say solely, but mostly because of the graphics, but also because it looks more like a 2020 game, Now, people who are more into retro games will probably really like this game, but I would wager that most people will go to RuneScape 3. And I want to be clear that I'm not saying that because I think it's like a clearly superior game. I'm only saying that because I think for mostly superficial reasons, people will just pick that game over this game, which I don't think is fair. I don't think it's fair to say one game is better than the other because of graphics, because these graphics in this game are very purposefully retro, that's the whole point. People wanted it to go back to the game that they loved when they were kids, and this is that game, minus a few updates they've made, but for the most part, this is the game that people knew and loved. And if they made even a slight graphical upgrade, I'm sure people would riot in the streets. Because one of the things that people hated was the new coat of paint that they added to RuneScape 3. So that's my 2 cents about that. I think RuneScape 3 is going to be more popular than this game on Steam, specifically with people who have never played RuneScape before. Is the game audio loud for anyone else? I can hear the cow's tears drop to the ground. Oh my goodness. Here, I'll turn that down then. Okay, that should be better. Old school RuneScape's sounds are piercing. They will just pierce through your soul. All right. Oh, this is all messed up. What was my goal? I guess whatever I'm at now. 35. Oh, yeah. 35 attack was my goal. I wonder if killing cows I can get up to 40. I wouldn't think so just because they're so low level. I feel like at my level, nobody recommends killing cows for XP, but I'm here for a different reason. So let's see. Can I do this while I'm fighting? I'll just wait. And I should probably switch it over to strength instead of attack. Because I try to do every 5 levels, I switch to a different thing. So now I'll switch to strength and get that to 35, and then I'll switch to defense and get that to 35, and then back and forth like that. So let me go up here. Setup. Attack. Okay, set to level. We'll do 40. Save. Strength. Set to a goal. Set to level. 35. Save. Defense. I'm doing this all now, so I don't, when I'm switching back and forth, I don't have to do it then. Let's see. Defense, set to level. 35. Save. Okay. Now we're gonna switch this to slash, so we can get some of that sweet strength experience. Oh yeah. I need to make 19 leather gloves to get to 7 crafting. Oh, well then I'm done already. Then I don't need to get any more. You know what? I'm going to get one more inventory and I will sell all the other leather. All the other leather. That was hard to say. I'm going to go ahead and record so I can tell my future self the plan, so that when I record the voiceover, I remember what the heck I was doing. So, future Marcus, this is to you. Someone in the chat, let me know. Oh, dismiss, get out of here. Someone in the chat let me know that I only need to make 19 leather gloves to get to crafting level 7. So I'm going to finish this last inventory. That'll make 2 inventories. And then I'll just sell the rest of the leather that I don't need to make to get to level 7. So I'll just sell it on the GE to make money. Okay. Alright, no longer recording. I'm excited to be back. Like, every day that I didn't come out with some kind of content, like, my heart hurt. I was like, ugh, nothing's happening, nothing's going on. And I still would get, like, comments on my stuff like, you should start doing this series again. Especially before I came out with the update video, people were like, why'd you stop doing the series? And I was like, I don't have a choice. So that's one of the biggest reasons I came out with that update video, because I was like, I need to let people know that I didn't quit on the series or on YouTube. I just literally cannot, I literally cannot do it anymore. Come here, come here. There we go. Yeah, about the graphics, but Minecraft is hugely successful. It is, yes. But I would argue that Minecraft is well established in its art style. Like, also Minecraft has gotten, their graphics have improved over time. Like, if you go back and look at the original version of Minecraft, like, it doesn't look it's not as big of a leap like from old school to RuneScape 3, but it's definitely improved. But I would also argue that Minecraft is so popular and its art style is so popular that people everywhere, if you know about Minecraft, you know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas with RuneScape, let's be honest, I don't think RuneScape has as much of a following now as Minecraft does. Maybe it does. I don't know. It's not that I've done a study or anything. That's just a guess. But RuneScape's style, I feel like, is not so much known to the gamer community. Like, I don't play Minecraft, but I know exactly what Minecraft looks like. I know the conceit of Minecraft. Like, I understand Minecraft. But I don't think you could say the same about people who don't play RuneScape but have heard of RuneScape. They don't necessarily picture this in their head. And even if they do, I'm sure they would have assumed that it would have upgraded over time. Because, like, Minecraft is not really... People have a certain expectation with MMORPGs, especially these days. And, Minecraft is just not... It doesn't really fit into that category. Even though you can play with other people online, in people's minds, it's just not the same. Like, you wouldn't put WoW and Minecraft in the same category. But you could put RuneScape and WoW in the same category. So, I think people's expectations are not the same for RuneScape as they are for Minecraft, if that makes sense. I still think they should look past the graphics, though. I agree with you there. I've said many times that I personally prefer RuneScape 3 over this game. And, again, I don't hate this game. I really, really like this game. In fact, I'd go so far to say I love this game. I just prefer RuneScape 3. But the reason I prefer RuneScape 3 is not the graphics. I really appreciate the graphics. I appreciate the art style. I think it looks beautiful. But I don't like that game more than this game because of the graphics, if that makes sense. So I can see past the graphics in this game. But I also do have some nostalgia for these graphics, just like a lot of old school RuneScape players. It makes me feel like I'm in 5th grade again, trying to figure out how the heck to play this game. I'm still trying to figure out how the heck to play this game. But yeah, I agree. I agree, Red Starburst, that they should look past the graphics. I just think that they won't, if that makes sense. Because, I think a lot of people who don't mind the graphics, most of the people who don't mind the graphics are people who played the game before or understand why it looks like this and don't mind, And I would say the other portion of people who don't mind the graphics are people who just don't mind graphics or actually actively like retro-looking graphics. But again, I haven't done an official study on this, so I might be incorrect. And I might be wrong. Like, old school might do gangbusters on Steam. I don't know. That's just my guess. And that's not what I want to happen either. I just think that is maybe what would happen. But I wouldn't be upset if RuneScape 3 did really, really well on Steam, because I think RuneScape 3 does deserve to have, a dedicated following. And it does, but, compared to old school, it's a much smaller following. And I think RuneScape 3 deserves to have a dedicated following, And, I understand why a lot of people who like this game aren't those people who are dedicated to that game, and that's fine. But I think Steam might be the perfect place to get a new set of fans who have no attachment to the older version of the game. So they don't mind that there's not all this stuff that was in 07 that's not in RuneScape 3 or vice versa. And, old school is doing just fine without Steam's help. It's doing really well. So I think if RuneScape 3 does better than old school on Steam, it's not going to be the end of old school. Far from it. Old school is doing great. Especially because, like, there's more YouTube content for old school, for sure. Like, there is way less RuneScape 3 content than old school content on YouTube. So Yeah, old school. If that does happen, old school is going to be just fine. You know, I went to the bank and just left with nothing because every time I forget about this freaking toll that I have to pay. You just gave up? You just not following? Oh, it was just lag. There we go. Give me some coins. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. All right, let's catch up on some of this chat. Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk said, you only need to make 20 leather gloves for level 7 crafting. Hang on, let me pay this toll. Taking my money. I should just do that, the Prince Ali rescue, so I don't have to pay that toll ever again. Go to rock crabs or sand crabs until in MZ for combat. Plus, it's all AFK, or just do Slayer. Yeah, I was doing Slayer in the lost clips, the ones that don't that will never be seen because they just didn't work. I was doing Slayer. I got super bored of that though, but I did it for a long time. So yeah, I want to go back to that obviously because my long-term goal of this series is to get 99 in everything. So I'm going to have to do Slayer again. But for now, I am definitely going to do something else. Okay, so let's see. Do general stores have thread? Because I realized I didn't buy any thread because I thought I was going to be doing the gold instead. So I just don't want to go all the way to the Grand Exchange. But I guess once I tan all these, I don't have to be here anymore. Oh, I need money. You guys, I'm so... Listen, it's been a long time. But that's not even true. I played this game on mobile the other night, and I was doing this exact thing. I was tanning leather. And I brought the coins with me then, so I don't... you know what? Maybe it's because I just ate a bunch of pizza, so I'm really lethargic. I know this is way more than I need, but I'm just going to take everything. I'm not in the wilderness or anything, so it's not like I could lose it. Okay. Disregard. He's probably right with the 19. Okay. I mean, I could just do 20. That's a nice round number. I don't mind doing 20. The Irish Stud said, what brings us back to old school RuneScape? Oh, what brings us back to old school RuneScape? No microtransactions. I'm with you on the microtransactions. I don't like them. But I don't dislike them enough to detract from RuneScape 3 to me. Now, is it frustrating that somebody could just pay a bunch of money and level up super fast? Well, yeah. But to me, it doesn't... If I worked hard for it, I don't feel like, well, now it doesn't matter, you know, because somebody else didn't work hard for it. I can understand how someone would feel that way, but I don't feel that way, and that's why it doesn't detract from the game for me. You know, I don't like it being in the game, but I don't dislike it enough for me to be like, the whole game is garbage. And sorry that the screen flickers. Anytime my mouse hovers over any of the RuneLite stuff, it flickers in the stream, so I'm sorry about that. Especially since it's right here close to the minimap. But I agree with you. Microtransactions, terrible. The evolution of combat, I don't mind, but I will say, and this is going to be weird because I'm a RuneScape 3 lover, I don't love the combat in RuneScape 3. I understand why they did it, I think, but yeah, I don't love it. In fact, I just turn on Revolution, I think is what it's called, where it just does it on its own. So it's basically the same as this. It's just it's doing all the complicated stuff without me instead of me doing it. So I don't mind all the ultimates. Like, I kind of like the idea of having ultimate moves, but I think other than ultimate moves, the combat should have been the same. Because you kind of have that in old school already. You know, with some weapons, you have the special moves that you can do. So I think I like the idea of having skills. But I will say, to be fair to Jagex, which, you know, people probably don't want me to say, but to be fair to Jagex, I tried to get my friend to play RuneScape when we were kids. Well, we were teenagers. And it was still, this was pre-evolution of combat. And he was like, I don't like it. And I was like, why? And he was like, because I can't activate my attacks. It's just automatic, and I don't like that. I want to have the control. I like activating specific skills and being strategic with my attacks. And so when they switched to Evolution of Combat, I was like, you know what? That is perfect for people like my friend who want to do exactly that. Yeah, there's no thread here, so looks like we're going back to Varrock, back to the Grand Exchange. Here we go. But it's all right, because we found out from the chat that Edgeville is actually the closest furnace to a bank, which makes sense now that I think about it. So now we're going to go back to Varrock. While we're going back to Varrock, let's check in on the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Last thing I read was the microtransactions. Yeah. Red Starburst says, I think any new growth for RuneScape 3 is healthy for both RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape. You're absolutely right. I mean, honestly, if one game does well, they both do well. Especially since if you buy membership, it you know, activates it for both accounts, you know, for your RuneScape 3 and your old school. So honestly, if one game does well, they both do well, which is why, you know, when people are like, I wish RuneScape 3 would just die, I'm like, no, you don't want that, because no matter how well old school does, if RuneScape 3 dies, that doesn't bode well for old school. You know, I don't know if necessarily if old school would stop, but it's definitely not good. It wouldn't be a good thing. And you know, the microtransactions and stuff that I don't like, and a lot of people don't like in RuneScape 3, that's probably where they make a lot of their money. So they probably make way more money from RuneScape 3 than they do from old school. So it's one of those things where, like, I guess you have to like balance. If you're in their position, you have to balance how much money do I make from memberships coming in for old school versus how much I make from memberships coming in for RuneScape 3 and all the microtransactions, people buying stuff. You know, and as much as I don't like microtransactions, it's probably making a ton of money for Jagex. So RuneScape 3 is probably their biggest moneymaker right now. And I think if we lost RuneScape 3, honestly, I don't know if they would have enough money to continue forward. Maybe they would, because they have a lot of people who are members, and they could all continue playing this game. But I don't know. It's not a good thing. So we need both games to, at least on some level, succeed. You know, one game is probably always going to be more popular than the other, and that's fine. But both versions of the game need to succeed in some way. Because I think, honestly, if one fails, they'll probably both fail. Let's see. Just do Prince Ali Rescue, no more toll. Yeah, exactly. The crafting store to the east does. Oh. That's what I get for being so far behind on chat. I guess The one good thing about not having the Lodestone network is it gives me more time to catch up on the chat because I have to walk. Let's see. It's stage fright. Sorry, babe. I don't know what. Oh, I have stage fright. That's why I'm not doing things right. You know what? You're probably not totally wrong, honestly. I don't do much streaming, so you know, first of all, I'm always worried that people aren't going to like me, which is, you know, some people might say that doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter, but it does. To me, at least, it does. All right, let's get 30. Oh, boo. All right, come on. Let's go up to 10. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Dang it. Shoot. I need thread. Or, not thread. I need a needle. I'm assuming needles aren't consumable, that it just sits in your bank like a tool. One thing that I also really like in RuneScape 3 is in the Grand Exchange, if you abort an offer, you can hit reset and it'll start up the offer again, and you can change things so you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of looking it up again. Apparently nobody's selling a needle. This is my last ditch effort. What I'm gonna do is just put a ridiculously high number in here. Okay, that's not ridiculous, but it's super high. There we go. All right. Whatever somebody's doing here is just crushing my ears. So thanks for that. Whoever's doing that. Okay, let's get to work. Let's see. Oh, it might be consumable because it looks like it's stackable. So let me check the. Because you know we're watching. Like how I can't sign my name if someone is looking. Yeah, that's true. She can't sign her name if somebody's watching her. Let's see if this uses. Gloves. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So far the needle isn't going away, but we'll see. You got some brass wheels using moonlight in the area of keylogged blocks. I don't know what that means. And maybe I should... Oh, look, we're already at crafting level 6. Here we go. Here we go, baby. To make a gold necklace. Yeah, what do you mean by that? So there's a lot I don't know about the whole botting thing. I don't know much about bots and botting. I wish I did. I want to understand it more. Not so I can do it, but just because I want to understand it more. And if there's a better third-party plugin to use, I'll use it. But one thing I love about RuneLite is the skybox. And I know that's very superficial, especially when I just went on a rant about how you should look past graphics. Here we are, level 7. I know I just did this whole rant about how you should look past graphics, but I really like the skybox. Gold bracelets, there we go, baby. Now, I'm just going to sell the rest of the leather as a note, and I should make a little bit of profit. $7K, not bad. Okay, apparently it's not selling for that, though. Let's go again. Let's go again. Go down by 5%. There we go. 7K. Not bad. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So if there's a better third-party plugin to use, then I'll use it. Let's see. We'll come over here while we check up on the chat. Red Starburst says, I just plain can't anything with people watching. LOL, straight into panic mode. Yeah, I'm same thing. Same thing. If I've practiced something, because like I'm an actor, so I've done lots of theater and stuff like that. So if I've rehearsed something, I feel a lot better about it because I know exactly what I'm going to say. But talking, just kind of making stuff up as you go in front of strangers, yeah, that makes me really nervous. The Irish Stud, tell that to the player base that's fled to old school since its return. No, I mean, I'm not saying that old school doesn't have a big following. I mean, I'd be stupid to say that. It has a huge following. I'm arguing that I think RuneScape 3 is just going to do better on Steam. That's what I think. Because I think people who like old school are already, for the most part, are already playing old school. The people who are going to discover RuneScape through Steam, I think, are going to prefer RuneScape 3. Again, I'm not saying that's the way it should be. I'm just saying that's what I think is going to happen. Don't cry over spilt milk. That sound is the Bandos pet. There's a plugin hub RuneLite plugin specifically for that sound. Oh, okay. The Irish Stud, another reason why people prefer old school RuneScape to RuneScape 3. Bond and cosmetic prices. RuneScape 3 equals bond and party hat costs everything. Old school RuneScape, easy bonds and free party hats every year. I do love the free party hats every year. I will say, everything is way more expensive. I'm going to go ahead and start walking to Edgeville. Actually, I don't know if I can get through this way, but we'll see. Everything's more expensive in RuneScape 3. And I think that's just the way the economy has worked out. I can get through here, yes. I think that's just inflation. I think RuneScape 3 has experienced its own version of inflation. So, like, this is like a window to the past, back when things cost much less. It would be like if you could travel back in time and pay 25 cents a gallon for gas. And if people could see forward in time, they'd be like, people are paying $3 a gallon for gas? They'd say, that's way too much. I can't believe those people are scamming everybody. And you know what? They might have a point, but at the same time, a lot of it has to do with inflation. So I think RuneScape 3, now there might be some unfair things going on. Honestly, I don't know. But I do think also RuneScape 3 has experienced some inflation, so things just cost a lot more in RuneScape 3. But what do I know? Nothing. All right, gold bracelets. Here we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Finally, some gold bracelets. And that crafting level is shooting up. Crafting level 8. We can now make bowls and gold amulets. Sounds good to me. The Irish Stud says RuneScape 3 economy is what old school economy would be without bots. So you're saying that, and I'm not saying I disagree, I'm just trying to, again, I know very little about bots and how they affect the game. I should know more about it, but I do not. So you're saying having bots actually drives prices down because, I'm assuming it's because there's not much demand because bots are getting a lot of everything. I'm assuming that's the idea. I can now craft bowstrings. There we go. Fletching. That's something I would love to do. I love fletching. What's my fletching level? It's 1. Yes. Yes. I definitely want to do some fletching. That's definitely coming up. So is that the principle behind that? Like, because we have a lot of bots in old school, there's a lot more items in the economy, so their prices are driven down because they... Oh, I'm a dummy. Their prices are driven down because there's like a lot of them. I did not say that very well, but hopefully you undermeant what I stood. Okay, let's release this. Let's do some bank fillers. It's going to make things a lot simpler. Okay, here we go. Whew. Okay, so what crafting level do you guys think that I should just do all of these gold bars and then switch over to fletching? Fletching can be pretty lucrative too, can it? At least I think so. From what I remember, it can. Also, I'd like to say this is my first time streaming with OBS, so I think the bitrate is probably way too low, so I'd like to apologize for that. Next time it's going to be higher, but this is my first time streaming with OBS, and last time I tried to up the bitrate is when I started to have issues with my last computer, so I'm just kind of nervous to crank up the bitrate, even though this computer I'm using now is much better than my old computer. It's much nicer. It's much more of a beast. I'm still nervous to crank everything up because I'm like, oh, last time I did that, my computer bricked. So, if anyone knows the best settings for high quality streaming on OBS, let me know. I wanna have good quality streams, and I'm very positive that this computer could handle it. I'm just being a little scaredy cat. Okay. Red Starburst says, gonna have to leave now. It's 2 a.m. and I've got to adult and go to work in the morning. See you in the next one, bud. Hey, Red Starburst, thanks for dropping by. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, I honestly wish I could just stay up and play this game all night. However, my wife would not like that, and my boss would not like if I fell asleep at the wheel tomorrow. Metaphorically, I don't drive for work, but if I fell asleep at work, my boss would not be very happy about that. So good night, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. The Irish Stud said, yeah, bots cause price flux to stagnate and lower item prices. For example, 10 years ago, iron ore cost almost 300 GP each. Today, you'll never see it hit 100. Yeah, makes sense to me. So, you know, I guess it's one of those things where RuneScape 3 has way better bot control, but because of that, their prices are much higher, and they've just had a lot of inflation over the years, I would say. And also probably, you know, they did have a drop-off in players, you know, obviously. A lot of people stopped playing after it changed from old school to RuneScape 3. So that probably also drove the prices way up because the demand became a lot greater because there weren't as many players, you know, mining those resources. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do these bracelets and then see what my crafting level is at, and then do some fletching. I don't know if I'll start fletching tonight because it's already pretty late and I have to work in the morning. I mean, I'm actually doing this at work. I asked my boss if I could use this computer after hours to work on my RuneScape series because it looks like it might be a while until my personal computer is fixed. So luckily he was like, as long as it doesn't slow down your computer and you do it off of work hours, that's fine. So I actually stayed at work, stayed in the office so that I could stream with you guys and record some stuff for the series. So I've been in the office all day long. So I'm kind of ready to go home, but I want to get plenty of stuff for the series because I It's been so long. It's been so long. And it just, like I said earlier, it hurt my heart every, like, month that went by that I didn't make a new installment. I wonder if any of these people are bots or if they're all real people. What do you think? What do you guys think? Are these people bots or real? I don't know. Sometimes it's easy to tell when it's just a string of letters and numbers, but some of these look like they actually had thought put into them. Japanese. I would guess that's not a bot. Yeah, bots probably had nobody to sell to, but I actually do think that in RuneScape 3 they've got better, like, systems in place. You know, because they basically had to change the entire foundation of the game when they updated it. So I think they just incorporated some things in the foundation of the new game that made it harder to bot in RuneScape 3. And then when they opened up Old School, you know, this is the old foundation of the game. Even though they've made some improvements, it's still the old foundation. So I think that's why it's easier for bots to come back to this game than it is to do it in RuneScape 3. But you do have a point. There are fewer people in that game, so bots may just not find it as lucrative. But I would wager that it might be harder to bot in RuneScape 3 than it is in Old School. Like on a tech level. There it is, 20. I'm gonna record this. Crafting level 20. Boom. What were we at? We were at 5? This is crazy. We were at 5, and then the leather just got us to 7, and then doing these bracelets jumped us all the way up to 20. And it's gonna be profitable. This is great. This is a good idea. I don't remember who recommended this, but thank you so much. It's a great idea. Okay, no more recording. Stop recording. There we go. All right. Yeah, this is definitely the closest one. I can reach it. My mouse can reach it. Can reach the bank from the furnace and the furnace from the bank. They're like in the same tile, the same map tile. Oh, that's great. That's glorious. This is like just surprising me how fast this is going. And you know what? Here's a little sneak peek into what I've been doing in the meantime. I actually started a new account on RuneScape Mobile, and I've been playing it only on my phone. And I know I'm not the first person to do this, but I decided to only play it on mobile and make that a new series. And it's going to be called Bite Sized, because they're going to be shorter episodes, and they're going to be played on mobile. So my goal in the series right now is to try to make enough money to get a bond. So I might actually do what I'm doing right now on that account too, because I could make some pretty good money doing this and get a lot of crafting experience. So I might do this, make a ton of money, and try to get that bond. I think bonds in Old School are like 4 mil. Is that right? I thought they were 1 mil, but I think they're not. I think they're 4 mil. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Oh, Ruin Master Phantom, you recommended it. Thank you, Ruin Master Phantom. It's a great idea. I've never heard anyone suggest this. Like all the guides and all the YouTubers who are like, this is what you should do to train. I don't remember hearing any of them recommend this. But not only is this going to be profitable, but it's the XP per hour is insane. At least at these lower levels. Maybe when I get to higher levels, this will do, like, nothing for me. But right now, it's crazy. Like, we're at 22 crafting now. I wouldn't be surprised if we got into the 30s by the time we were done. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we did. Let's see. I don't remember how much we're going to get for these. We're going to get 154 each. Ooh, the high alch value is much better. So that's a good thing to know whenever I get my magic level that high. I think high alching, isn't high alching like one of the best ways to train your magic level and make a ton of money? If I remember right. I believe that's like one of the best ways to do it. Ooh, guys, I gotta tell you, it is hot up here because the AC is automatically set to shut off at like 5, so it's getting super hot in here. You know what? I am going to adjust the AC, and I'll be right back. I am, like, dying. I'm, like, baking in here. Okay, there we go. Hope I didn't lose anyone because I had to run downstairs. Looks like I might have lost a few people. That's alright. I understand. There was a brief moment of nothing happening. Okay. Whew. We are chugging away at this. See, this is the kind of grind I like to see. When it starts to get later on in the game, and you know, level ups just come slower and slower, that's when I start to be like, ooh. The grind gets a lot harder. And I know that's the point. You know, it's supposed to get harder and harder. That's what she said. Until it gets to the point where you're really like putting in the effort. And that's where we weed out the men from the boys, is in those later levels. But it's just so much more pleasing because I'm getting that rush here. And I'm getting all these level ups. Indents with heart. I wanted to say something, but that I don't know if she or he meant that for anyone in particular. So I don't want to freak them out by being like, hey, thanks for the heart. And they're like, I wasn't talking to you, you idiot. Oh, I still have 700. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to get me into the 30s. It's going to get me into my 30s. Jeez, I'll be doing this until I'm 50. Stop. I don't know what you're reacting to, Amy. If that was my that's what she said joke or something else. So, fletching is what I want to do next. What would you guys recommend? Should I just straight up go chop down some logs? And, should I just go chop down some logs and just do it from scratch? At this low level, I'm not sure. I know at higher levels, it's better to just buy the logs on the Grand Exchange and just, you know, fletch them from there. But maybe at this lower level, let's see, what's my wood cutting at? 3. So you know what? I think I'm gonna chop down some logs. I'll probably buy the bowstrings because I do not want to go pick flax and do all that mess. So I think I'm just going to buy the bowstring, but I will cut down all the logs and get a little bit of nice wood cutting experience, unless someone thinks that there's a better way to do it. But since my wood cutting is so low, I think that would be more beneficial. It was the joke. I couldn't pass it up. It's like that scene in The Office where Jim just keeps this to try to get Michael to say that's when I couldn't pass it up. Oh, goodness. Now I'm all excited about fletching, but I still have so many gold bars to get through. I really like fletching. Like, excuse me, on my main account, I would just stand at the bank and just fletch. Especially on mobile. We did Amy and I were actually in a production of Miracle on 34th Street last year. Was that last Christmas, Amy? Wow, it seems like a lot longer than that. But I think that was last Christmas. And between scenes, because I wasn't in it as much, I was a smaller role, but between scenes, I would literally be backstage on RuneScape Mobile just fletching at the bank. Oh, YouTube's giving me an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Let's see. YouTube's not currently receiving data for this stream. If you believe this is incorrect, ensure your sorry guys, I don't know what's happening. Sending a stream and that it's configured with the correct stream key. It still looks like it's going through. Do you guys still see it on your end? YouTube is saying that it's not going through, but it looks like you guys still see it. Yeah, it's very choppy. Yeah. I think that's the OBS settings. I need to adjust those. But I was scared to crank it up because last time I cranked it up, it bricked my computer. Oh, look at the little kitty. Little kitten. Little kitten. Where are we going to next? I think it's 27, yeah. Let's do this. Let's, I'm going to set this for 35 and see if we can get there. Let's see. Let's see if we do. That would be incredible. Going up 30 levels since I started the stream, that's crazy. And in almost 2 hours. That is... So, how much XP per hour is that? That's like 2,000? No, more than that. Because my total crafting level was in the like hundreds. And now it's in like 10,000. So, it's over 10,000. So, yeah, no way. It has to be super crazy, right? Any math people out there who can do the math on that? Yeah, I'm definitely doing this on the mobile series as well. It's great. And it's lucrative. Like, how many things like this give you a lot of XP, but they aren't lucrative? So, how lucky am I that this is lucrative and gives me a lot of experience? Oh, we're almost there. 10,824 is level 28. Alright, it's starting to take a little bit longer. We used to level up at least once per inventory, but I think we're going to go this entire inventory without leveling up. So there we go. It's definitely starting to take longer. Alright. Man, I hope the recording quality is not as bad as the streaming quality. Oh, there we go. 28. Almost to 30. That's crazy. I know I keep saying that, but it's just so fast. And I know it's because it's early on, but still. So here's a little secret. I've never gotten level 99 in any skill in RuneScape, in Old School or RuneScape 3. It's just never happened. I'm getting the closest that I've ever gotten on my main account. Like, I'm super close. I've got level 80 fletching in both RuneScape 3 and Old School. I told you that's my favorite skill. You know, I'm just now realizing why I think it's my favorite skill. It's because, like, if you have enough money, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just go to the Grand Exchange, buy all the materials, and then just stand there at the bank and do it. And that's, like, great for me, because like I said, walking is my least favorite part. I just want to get to the doing and not the walking. So I think I like fletching so much because it's like that. Herblore is a lot like that, at least in RuneScape 3. You can just buy all the ingredients and just stand at the bank and mix some stuff. I think it might be like that in Old School too, but I haven't really trained Herblore in Old School before. So that'll be kind of a new experience for me for this series. I mean, maybe I should probably try to do it on my main account first so that I'm, 29, we're close. I should probably do it on my main account first so I know how to do it and know what I should be doing. Just like for this, I had to ask you guys, and I'm glad I did, because I probably would have thought I needed to do something else, but I had to ask you guys what to do for crafting, because I was just, I don't know. I've trained crafting in RuneScape 3, but sometimes skilling methods are the same in both games, but a lot of times they're just not. There's two very different ways to skill. Who's still here? Is there anyone still here from before? Like Ruin Master Phantom, are you still here? The Irish Stud, I don't know if you're still here. We know Red Starburst left. They had to go to bed. I'm assuming Amy's still here. Maybe not. What's up? If my wife's not still here, I'm going to be very sad. So, speaking of my wife, in the update video I talked about how everything she and I recorded together, like the video was just unusable. And that's still true. But I actually have one of my patrons. It's Olaf Godbless. I don't know if he's still here. He was here at the very beginning. He's actually helping me put something together for you guys, because we are going to do that series again, but we're not going to start over. Basically, she's going to still use that account, and we're thinking about having her make a new account just so she can do the tutorial again, but part of me just wants to skip that anyway, so she can just use the same account and just, you know, move forward from there. But what we're going to do is we're going to release a 10-minute cut of some of the best stuff from that recording, Level 30 crafting, by the way. Just from this stuff. That's super cool. That's exciting. We're going to release... Good lord. We're going to release a 10-minute cut of some of the best stuff from that recording. It's just going to be the audio, but we're going to release that. Some of the funniest stuff, some of the best stuff. And then we're going to release a 20-minute cut just on my Patreon. So there will be an extra 10 minutes in the version that goes on Patreon. And Olaf, God bless. I haven't said his real name because I don't know if he wants everyone to know his real name. Maybe he doesn't care, but Olaf, God bless, is helping me edit that. So that should be coming out probably before the end of the year for sure. So that's exciting. You guys will get to hear some of that. Because I'm super bummed that I didn't get to put that out because, like, there was some really good stuff in there. When we were recording, I was like, this is gold. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. But, yeah, it's a big bummer. So I'm glad that all of that footage is going to remain, alive and well. We have 700 XP remaining until we level up to 31. I think we can make it to 35. I think we can do it. Let's do it. We're below 500. Here we go. We're more than halfway there. We can do it. We can do it. Sorry, I won't sing show tunes. I don't know if everyone here wants that. They're like, we didn't come here for show tunes. Are you kidding me? We came here for Runescape. Those two things are not at all related. But if you guys do like show tunes, let me know. Let me know in the chat if you want to hear some show tunes. See, we should be almost there to 31. Yep, 200. Almost past that 200 mark. So yeah, I really like show tunes. But like I said, I'm an actor, so I love... There it is, 31. I love musical theater. I love, I love all that. I don't know if I have any other fellow musical lovers out there. Let me know in the chat if you love musical theater. I know that's random. That's super random. It has nothing to do with this game, but... Once you're getting in the grind, man, you gotta find something to talk about. There's gotta be something. Also, I don't think Amy's here anymore. It's a sad day. Sad day. Let's see. It's not for me. Okay. I wish we could do something, like while we're grinding. I wish there was like a game we could play in the chat. So that, there wasn't just silence, because I'm running out of things to talk about. Oh, Amy's still here, yay! There she is. Amy, you have any ideas of games we could play in the chat? She's probably going to say no. Streaming is not really something she knows a lot about. And that's not a dig at her. It's just nothing she's really cared about before. I'm trying to think. Because I know a lot of people also turn on streams while they're doing something. So I know people don't necessarily want to be constantly typing in the chat because they might be doing something. Oh, Amy's filling out a Google Doc because here's another thing that's coming up. I have a podcast called Story Tales that's everywhere on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere. I haven't done it in a long time, but we're going to start it back up, and Amy and I are going to talk about movies, talk about musicals, talk about songs, anything that's kind of like tells a story. We're going to talk about it, and I'm excited for that because Amy and I tend to have very different viewpoints on things, on media, and things like that, in movies. So I'm excited because in the past I've really only mostly talked to people who kind of share the same opinions I have about things. So, I mean, she might share opinions I have about some things, but I would say, and Amy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I would say our opinions on most movies is different. So I'm excited to do that. We're going to talk about Tenet. I think Tenet might be... Some of the podcast episodes are going to be Patreon only. I don't know which ones yet. I was thinking about making Tenet Patreon only, but since we're talking about it on the stream, that wouldn't really be too fair to be like, so listen to this episode behind a paywall. So we'll probably make that one just a regular podcast episode. But some episodes are going to be Patreon only. My Patreon link is actually not in the description because I forgot to put it in there. But it is on my channel. It's in the description of all my other videos, and it's at the end of most of my videos as well. So I know that we're in a rough time right now, with especially with finances. There's a lot of people who lost their jobs or have to work fewer hours. So I just want everyone to know this is not me begging for money. I just wanted to give a shout out to my Patreon and give a shout out to my patrons. I'm actually going to pull up their names here in a second. But if you guys do have something to spare, like if you don't have any money to spare, definitely don't give me any of your money. I don't want anyone to be financially hurting because they're supporting me on Patreon. But if you do have something to spare and you feel like supporting me, check out my Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. There's lots of perks that you get from different tiers, and I'm gonna upload. There's a certain tier where in that tier up, you can see all my videos without ads or anything like that. So I'm gonna upload all my videos to Patreon really soon, so that all my patrons at that level or higher can see all my videos with no ads. I'm thinking about doing some Patreon only streams every once in a while that you can only see on my Patreon. I just have to figure out how to do that and which streams are going to be Patreon only. But there's a lot of really cool tiers, so check them out if you're interested and if you have something to spare. But yeah, we're going to start up Story Tales, so go ahead and... It's already out because I made episodes a long time ago. Go ahead and subscribe to it if you're interested. It's going to be all about storytelling in any form, in writing, and so like books or plays or movies or musicals or even music, anything that has to do with storytelling. We're going to, look at those things together, Amy and I, and sometimes we'll probably have some guests on. Sometimes it might be me and someone else, but most of the time it's going to be me and Amy. And we're going to talk about those things, and we'd love to have you there. So that's Story Tales, all together. Story, S-T-O-R-Y, and then Tales, T-A-L-E-S. So subscribe to that if you're interested. It's free. There will be some episodes on Patreon, but 95% of the episodes will be free. And you can find that on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, almost anywhere that you can find podcasts. So yeah, Amy and I are going to talk about Tenet. We're going to talk about The Social Network. We're going to talk about Inception. Those are the stuff we're going to talk about, first. The things, some of those we've already watched, like Tenet we've already watched, Social Network we've already watched. We're going to talk about The Producers, which is a musical that was, it was a movie that was turned into a Broadway musical that was then turned into a movie again. the one that was turned into a movie again. And it has Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane. So we're going to talk about that. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. Give it a look. Uh-oh, I slipped into my Jimmy voice a little bit. I've had a lot of people say that I remind them of Jimmy. Or they'll say, oh, clearly you've seen Jimmy. And listen, I have seen Jimmy. I really like Jimmy's videos. He is super funny. And if, I wish I could have, half the quality that he has in his videos and in his content. So obviously I've seen him and I really like his stuff. And I actually try I actively try not to copy his style or copy his kinds of jokes. But one of the reasons I like Jimmy so much is because his kind of humor is like the same as mine. Or at least it's very similar. And that's one reason I gravitated to him, because I was like, this is my kind of humor. I love it. So a lot of the stuff I do that people are like, oh, you've clearly seen Jimmy, I would have done anyway. But I actually make a conscious choice. Like if I was doing voiceover and I did one of those voices that I think sounds a lot like Jimmy's voice, or like one of the voices he does, like if I talked like this and kind of did this funny little voice right here, a lot of times I'll re-record the voiceover because I'll be like, no, that sounds too much like Jimmy. And I didn't do it on purpose. Like I'm just trying to make a funny voice and it'll come out like that. And I'll be like, you know what, that's too much like Jimmy. I need to redo it. Because I'm trying not to make it seem like I'm aping his content. But I did want to say that some people have noticed the similarities. But one reason I think a lot of people think I sound a lot like Jimmy is because Jimmy was a huge inspiration for me to start making this RuneScape series. Because when I watched his videos, that was the first time I realized that video game content could be almost, like his videos are almost comedy first, progression second. The goal of his series is to get a quest cape and to do quests, and obviously that's a big priority for him. But sometimes it feels like comedy and entertainment are the number one priority for him. And that kind of just made me look at this whole process a lot differently and be like, I can try to be entertaining first and foremost, and then just also happen to be playing a game. And one of the things that made me really, really happy and really proud of this series is before I posted that first episode, I spent you can ask Amy, I spent 4 months fine-tuning that first episode, because I was like, this first episode has to be good or else people won't care about the series. Nobody's going to watch the series if the first episode is bad. Or at least it's not as likely. So I spent a lot of time working on that first episode. And one thing that I consistently was told, and this is not me trying to brag, this was my goal, but one thing I was pretty consistently told was that, because I showed it to a few of my friends and family, and none of them play RuneScape. I don't really know anyone who plays RuneScape other than people I've met through YouTube. They all said, you know what, I don't care about this game at all, but you made me interested in your video. They were like, I wanted to see what you were going to do. I wanted to see what was going on because you made it interesting. And that's not me going, aren't I great? I'm just really proud of that because that was my goal. I wanted it to be entertaining first and a RuneScape video second, I didn't want the entertainment, and I still don't want the entertainment to take away from the RuneScape content, but I want it to be the kind of series where maybe someone who doesn't play RuneScape or maybe even doesn't care about RuneScape could watch the series and be like, hey, that's pretty funny, or could be like, that's pretty interesting. I don't know if the series has continued to be successful in that regard, but that is one of my goals at least. We are almost there. We're almost to 35. We have 1,000, less than 1,000 now. Less than 1,000 XP to go. I definitely think we're going to get there. We're almost below 100 gold bars, but I think we can do it. Let's see, 25 XP per gold bar, and we have 164 left. Let me bust out this calculator real quick. 164 times 25 is, oh yeah, that's 4,100. We are going to surpass 35 crafting. For sure. For sure. That's awesome. That's insane. We will have jumped from level 5 crafting to level 35 crafting in one sitting. In about 2 hours. That's crazy. So, Ruin Master Phantom, thank you. This is great. And I can't wait to see how much money I'm going to make doing this. And before I sell them, I want to look at how much money I spent buying the gold bars and the mold and see exactly how much profit I made. I've been recording for a bit. I thought I was going to hit 35 a lot sooner than I did, but sorry, I hit Runelight again, so it flickered. But we're almost there. We're so close. The next inventory for sure. We're going to get it in the next inventory. This is it. This is it. 35 crafting is upon us. And we're almost below 100 gold bars. We're almost to the finish line for this mini goal that I've set myself. All right, 44, 19. Oh, there it is. 35 crafting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially gone up 10 crafting levels in one sitting. Holy crap. So if any newer players are watching, or even people who want to start a new account, make gold bracelets. Like, make gold bracelets. First of all, you're going to make a ton of money. Well, I don't know if you're going to make a ton, but you're going to make money, and you're going to level up so fast. Let's take this away. Because now I don't know, did I pass it? Yes, I did. No tracker or gold. Let's just do regular old XP grinding. That's crazy to me. Other people might be like, that's pretty regular. That kind of growth early on. But I'm just super excited. I'm super excited that we've had so much growth all in one sitting. I feel like I've accomplished a lot. And I think that's why it gets harder when you get to later levels and you don't level up as fast, because it feels like you're not accomplishing as much. So you're like, okay, well, all right, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here scraping a knife against a piece of bark and nothing's happening. We're officially below 100 gold, by the way. Gold bars, that is. And, you know, it feels like, you know, when you're swimming in the ocean and you're swimming towards the horizon, and it feels like you're not getting any closer because you can't see the progress you're making. That's deep. That's real deep. Just kidding, it's not that deep. I'm going to do a quick zoom in because I'll probably want to use that as a joke. Woo! Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell. It's a lot weirder to watch me record this because it's not as interesting. But when you guys see this in the video, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I remember that. I remember when he did that." All right, we are almost out of gold bars. I am so excited to see the profit I made. Like this just seems like a genius way to level up like this. I wonder if making gold bracelets with gems in it is profitable. Maybe not, because gems are pretty. I know, like, even if you just buy uncut gems, great movie by the way, even if you buy uncut gems and just cut them, you don't make that much money, because uncut gems are so much more pricey because of the demand, because people are doing that exact thing. But I wonder if you make a profit if you make like gold bracelets with gems in them. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. Rune Master Phantom, if you're still there, do you know if you make a profit on gold bracelets with gems in them? Like if you bought a bunch of diamond gems and cut them, and then also bought a bunch of gold and then made it into gold bracelets with diamonds, if that's profitable or not. It might not be, because I know uncut diamonds are so expensive. They're like, uncut diamonds are double the price of cut diamonds. So you like lose, you don't make a profit. You almost lose half of what you paid. But I don't know if that's the same for, because I know gold bars are so cheap. So I don't know if it's the same for making jewelry. Because that'd be interesting, because I know cutting diamonds is very lucrative. Not lucrative money-wise, but you get a lot of XP for that. So it would be. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not done. I'm not done. Get back in there. Get back in there. But yeah, if you could make money doing that as well as get a lot of XP, that'd be great. Because I imagine that this doesn't become as profitable XP-wise once you get to later levels. Like, you probably still could make some money doing it, but we've got 2 gold bars left, by the way, after this inventory. And then we're going to go make some money. Seems to be no profit, except in specific circumstances, like enchanted sapphire rings. Yeah, I think enchanted items tend to make more money, don't they? But maybe it's because those are more specialized. First of all, enchanted jewelry does something. Like, you can buy it and, you know, it provides you with something. So it makes sense that more people would want it. It also seems like a more specialized skill. Like, you have to have a certain crafting level and a certain magic level. Or at least a certain magic level and the money to buy the unenchanted items. But that might be a great XP grind for magic and crafting, to enchant a bunch of jewelry. Like if I bought a bunch of diamonds and a bunch of gold, and all the nature runes I'd need, or whatever runes I would need. All right. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna do one of them. We only have one left. I forgot I had 1,001. You know what? I'm being weird. It's weirding me out that there's 1,001, but I need to just do it. I need to just do it. Okay, bracelets, here we go. All right, last 2. Looks like I got a skull, but I don't. I have not been in the wilderness. I don't even think I've been in the wilderness with this account yet. Sorry, guys. Those were the last 2 bracelets. 1,001 bracelets. I'm so mad. I hate that. I hate that. I don't know why that makes me so mad, but it does. So let's what we've achieved crafting-wise. We're at 36. So we actually went 1 level above 35, so I wasn't too far off. So let's see. Jewelry. What can we do? We can do emerald bracelets. I have some emeralds in the bank. I wish I'd realized that. Oh, we can cut rubies now. Look at that. Someone suggested that I should cut rubies at the beginning of this stream, but I didn't have the level for it. Now look. I can cut rubies. I think that's probably the next way I'm going to go. I'm going to do some wood cutting and fletching next time. And, yeah, and I'll do some wood cutting and fletching next time. And then after that, I'll cut rubies. Maybe make them into rings. But what kind of magic level do you need to enchant? Let's see. Oh, there is no... You just have to look. Okay. Level 1 enchantment. We're looking for ruby. We can do emerald. $49 magic. Oh, almost 50. Okay. I wonder how quickly we could get to 49 magic. Not right now, but in the future. And then we could enchant the ruby jewelry and maybe make a profit. I don't know. We'd have to look at it. But, yeah, we'll clear all of these. Get this mold back in. All right, let's go to the Grand Exchange and see how much money we made. Here we go. Oh, Olaf said, don't. Don't what? Don't enchant the ruby. Is that what you're talking about? Don't enchant the ruby jewelry? Okay. If it's not worth it, then I won't do it. But I thought it might be a good way to get some magic experience and crafting experience. Okay. Withdraw as a note. All right, here we go. Let's look at the history real quick. So, we spent, we'll ignore this because that's what we did for the leather. We spent 349, I'm going to pull out the calculator again, 349 gold on the mold. So, 349 plus we spent 70,000 on the gold. 70K. So we spent 70,349 gold on all of this. Now, let's sell these bracelets. Let's see if they'll go for their... Oh my gosh, their asking price is over 150K. Let's see if they'll go for that. No. Okay. So, let's just try to go a little lower. We can afford to go a lot lower and still make a profit, but I only want to go 5% lower. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, let's do 140K and see if that works. There we go. Boom. We just made 140K doing that. So, 140. So, remember 70,349. 70,349, yes. So, we made 140 minus 70,349. We made 69K profit. That's amazing. We just gained 69K. And we jumped 30 levels in crafting. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, we we made that much money. Some of you are probably like, I've made way more money in RuneScape than that. But you got to remember, I, don't know all of these tricks because I was like in 5th grade when I played this game, and I played it off and on. So I'm learning a lot of these tricks for the first time. So we jumped so high. We actually gained 31 levels since we started playing. And we gained a really, really good cash stack. So let's put this cash stack in the bank. 273K. I had 100 and something K, I think, when the stream started. Now I have over 200K, almost 300K. I would say that is a big win. That's a win. We've won here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again, Ruin Master Phantom. That was an amazing, amazing idea. Please leave a comment in the chat if there's a better way to level up in fletching other than just cutting down trees and literally just cutting down regular trees and fletching them. If there's a better way, then I'll do that. I know some people will say, well, just buy the logs from the Grand Exchange. But my wood cutting is super, where is it? Sorry. Super low. It's 3. That might be from Tutorial Island. Probably not. I probably got that doing something, but it's super low. So, if I can train both of these at the same time, that would be great. I know once you get to the higher levels, it's not really worth it to chop trees and fletch because it takes so long to chop trees at that point that you're XP wasting. But at least at these lower levels, I think it might be more worth it to do. So let me know if I'm wrong, though. I might be very incorrect. So next time, we're going to do some fletching and do some wood cutting, and we'll get those levels up. This is what I'm thinking about doing, and let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking about streaming Old School on Tuesdays and streaming RuneScape 3 on Thursdays. I might not be able to totally stick to that schedule, but I'm going to try. And it might not be every Tuesday and every Thursday, but if I do stream, it's going to be on a Tuesday or a Thursday most likely. But just be on the lookout. If you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I've got a RuneScape comparison series where I compare old school RuneScape to the newer, more modern RuneScape 3, and I kind of look at the things that people like or don't like about both games. So check it out. There's a playlist on my channel that has all those videos in them, and you should give it a look. And you should definitely subscribe if you want to see more of my streams. I'm going to be streaming RuneScape a lot more, which I'm excited about. I'm so excited to be back playing RuneScape for the channel. I've been playing it a little bit on mobile. I said earlier I have a new series I'm doing where I play RuneScape only on mobile, and that's going to be coming out soon as well. But keep an eye out on my channel for that new series and for new streams. I'm going to try to stream RuneScape 3 this Thursday, so that'll be probably around 6:30 or 7, but be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to be trying to stream more often. I'll try to leave announcements on my channel in the community tab if I'm going to be doing a stream. But yeah, that's about it for this one. It's almost been 2 hours. You know what? I'm just going to wait 30 more seconds cuz then it'll be 2 hours. My wife is probably like, "No, get home." But I'm just going to wait a few more seconds so we can get to that 2 hour mark, cuz it would bug me if we just stopped at 1:59. But yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours. Thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I really appreciate you all who are supporting me. Check out my Patreon if you have anything to spare and if you're interested. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all. You're great. Have a good rest of your evening.